Companies are looking for a new production site other than China. What are they exploring? We're going to find out. Welcome to my first news channel show, and I am Rob Arthurs, your host for today. China is the largest manufacturer in the world, but over the last 2 years through this pandemic, many things have changed in the import-export business. Diversification is the key to stability. What are the new brands? Hello, Valeria Boroso, from Veris Insurance Brokerage in the USA.
Hello, Robert.
Hello, Valeria, and thank you for joining me today. The last survey shows that 33% of companies that are working in China right now are looking for other markets. Can you tell us from an insurance perspective, how does that affect you, and what do you see as trends and things that are happening?
We can see is that a lot of manufacturing companies are moving out due to the labor costs in China and are looking to invest into other countries.
So is there any particular countries that people are looking to go? Is there any trends right now that you're seeing from your end?
Yes, definitely. The first one that comes to mind is India. India will be a direct competitor, I would say, of China right now. Not just in the manufacturing, but other sectors as well, such as technology, life sciences, healthcare, and other industries as well. In Asia, other countries, we could name Vietnam, for example. And outside of Asia, of course, Mexico comes to mind, especially because I've heard the word nearshoring a lot lately, which means basically companies want their products to be nearby, but it's still too expensive to keep it within the United States. So Mexico is another great option.
So Valeria, one of the things I'm also seeing is that global premiums have risen substantially over the last year. What's driving that increase of cost of substantial? I mean, a 6.1% increase in premiums. What do you see is happening, and do you see any relief for the people that are doing shipping globally in the marine industry?
Oh, that's a great question. A question that I always get asked by my clients: why premium increases. So specifically, this type of insurance, cargo insurance, is affected by several things, including trade rates as well as inflation rates and so on. Trade is as it was before or even more, so premiums increase with that. Another reason is natural disasters have affected a lot this industry, so there's more claims and losses when it comes to natural disasters.
Wow. So that's pretty substantial for a person that's looking to export or import, for that matter, in trying to look after your insurance premiums, making sure you're well covered, and on top of what's happening globally. You mentioned the insurance risk. That's some of the natural disasters. That's something that scares me, and I see the shows on TV about containers falling off the ships and stuff like that. Is that something that really does happen? Does that really affect the industry, or is that just Hollywood myths?
No, that actually affects the industry because, of course, that's a claim that the insurer can make, so that's a loss for the insurance company, and somehow they have to make up for it. That's why the premiums increase due to that. And the more natural disasters, well, the more claims we're going to see.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Valeria. So Valeria Boroso from Veris Insurance Brokerage Company in the United States. Thank you so much. That was very informative. One of the countries attracting companies to its economy is Malaysia. The 20 investment offices that Malaysia has around the world, called the Malaysia Investment Development Authority, otherwise known as MIDA, shares a very robust, impressive performance in the first half of 2021, with investment soaring to 223% compared to the first half of 2020. Hello, Nelson Samuel, Director of MIDA from New York. Thank you for joining us today on our show.
Hello, Robert.
With a prediction of 3 to 4% growth rate this year in Malaysia, what do you do to offer your clients and who want to start manufacturing in Malaysia?
Oh, thank you, Robert, for the question. Malaysia is basically been in the forefront of promoting investments in the manufacturing sector for many years. We have an excellent track record of attracting investments for the last more than 50 years, especially in the manufacturing sector. We have actually produced great results, especially during the first half of this year in 2021. We had an impressive run, especially in attracting foreign direct investments in the manufacturing sector. So my message to foreign investors are basically today Malaysia is open and welcome all foreign investors into the country. There's no limit. 100% shareholdings are allowed for any countries that come in, foreign investors from any countries. And they are free to actually do business in Malaysia and repatriate their dividends and profits to their home countries at no restrictions also.
So how do you help these companies, and what do they need to do? Is it a very onerous responsibility to get to start manufacturing in Malaysia, considering, like, let's say a company from Canada is manufacturing in China? How easy is it for them to switch over to go to Malaysia for manufacturing?
Okay, that's a great question. MIDA is in short, which is actually meant for Malaysian Investment Development Authority, is the main national investment agency entrusted to approve and coordinate the industrial development in Malaysia. Now, with that comes along the manufacturing sector. It's a major sector in Malaysian economy today, as it contributes to the growth of job opportunities as well as to the exports. Now, Malaysia has been a long while regarded as a major export hub, and today we are focusing on high value added and high technology industries.
It sounds like MIDA is a one-stop shop. Is that correct? To help companies that like I look at Canadian companies and think that we've got a free trade agreement now with Malaysia, and companies are now saying, well, we don't have a free trade agreement with China. We have one with Malaysia. We have one with Vietnam. What kind of if I came to MIDA, would they help me with my settlement to find co-manufacturers for myself or for my company?
Let me point out what MIDA does. We essentially take care of approving the manufacturing license. We look at the tax incentives. We look at corporate tax exemption, of course, that comes with the tax incentive, custom duty exemption, and finally we also look at visa facilitation for relocation of projects and expatriates coming into Malaysia. Now with that, we can also offer linking them up to contract manufacturers or even outsourcing arrangements, because Malaysian companies are also gone a long way into building a strong ecosystem and can be potential supply chain.
You got any examples of companies that might have done shift to Malaysia?
Well, yeah, I have lots of them. I cannot say for sure that they are all shifted out, but if definitely they have expanded from wherever they are, basically. And these companies come from many regions around the world. To start with, let me focus US first, because I'm based here. So, for example, last year we had LAM Research, LAM Research. They are into all wafer fabrication equipments for the semiconductor industry. We are very happy to say that they made Malaysia their home. Besides US, we also have approved projects from Europe. Maybe, for example, Smith & Nephew. Also in the medical devices industry sector. And then we had also approved investments from Japan and Korea as well, in variety of industries, from metal, fabricated metal, and transport, automotive, electronics, and glass industries.
Nelson Samuel, I want to thank you. That was extremely informative.
Thank you, Robert, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you.
Bye.
As companies are looking to be closer to the American market, one of those countries to look at is Mexico. So hello to Maria Elena, President and Founder, CEO of Collectron. Thank you for joining us today on our show.
Hi, Robert. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Maria. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for joining our show. Nowadays, with all the companies that are looking for alternatives other than China, have you seen the increase in Mexico and the manufacturing, and as many people approaching your company now to help them reshore into Mexico?
Well, what's happening today with us is that after the pandemic, more than new companies looking into Mexico. There's been a lot of organic growth of the companies that were manufacturing in other parts of the world. Those companies that are already established in Mexico have had a large growth.
That's great. So is there any particular sectors, Maria, that are more popular than others?
Lately, what we are seeing is the electronic business, PC boards, medical devices.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
So what?
more than the aerospace business, because the aerospace business, again, because of the pandemic, it kind of had a hold on the growth of coming into Mexico. We are neighbors to the most powerful country in the world, and of course the cost of manufacture is much lower. We have as soon as you come into Mexico, you have a 20% increase on your efficiency and productivity, because we work a 48-hour week instead of like in the States 40-hour week. There's many advantages. There's the labor costs.
Have you seen any Chinese companies move into the marketplace at all and take advantage of Mexico?
Any Chinese?
Yes.
Oh yes, absolutely. We had two that joined our company 2 years ago in 2019 because of the sanctions that they had in the United States of their duties on the HTH of 20 to 30%. So there's been around 101 companies that have moved into Mexico in 15 different states throughout Mexico.
Wow, that's incredible. So in all this worldwide challenges that we're facing for supply chains, what would you see as a solution?
Mexico.
Good answer. Good answer. You're right, Elena. Thank you. Thank you so much, Maria. Much appreciated.
You're welcome, Robert. Thank you so much for giving me this space.
Thank you for watching our first episode of My News Channel show. On our next show, we will be talking about the agricultural sector around the world. I am Rob Arthurs, your host. Thank you for joining us.